Now, I hope you remember something else besides "not me, woman" out of all of this tonight. I don't know if you know, but on all of the printed material, most of the printed material that has gone out about this rendezvous, the theme, it's had the theme across the top, and it's called "Live the Legacy." And we have been working really hard to help you understand how to live the legacy. We've even had 2,000 patches made, and they are still trying to get here. And so they're going to be at my office next Tuesday, and you're all invited.
Yeah.
No, secondly. Squirrel. But it's going to be in such tiny little pieces you won't be able to tell it's squirrel. But there's on those patches there are 3 dates. The first date is 1913. Can anybody tell me what the significance of the year 1913 is regarding BSA? Young man, stand up and say it loud.
That makes sense.
He said, isn't that the relationship of the LDS Church and Boy Scouting? And you're exactly right.
That kid Logan.
Okay.
I love you.
There's another date on there, and it says 1993. Most of you adults know this. First rendezvous in the Mesa in the Mesa district in this time frame, and we have had one every other year since then, every odd numbered year. And so the next date is 2013, the next year.
2015.
It's 2013 right now.
It's 2013 right now. It's the centennial of the relationship of BSA, and it's our 20th anniversary of Rendezvous. So those are the 3 dates that are on there. And then the picture of the individual, of the mountain man that is on that patch is a picture of a man dear to the hearts of lots of the staff here. His name's Trader Joe. And if you saw the Trader Joe down at the trade blanket today, that's another Trader Joe in embryo. And you know who we're talking about. And he does a great job. Let's give it up for the traders. Part of the legacy that has been left by the mountain men and people who moved west is they made every effort to grow the country and to survive. And the culmination of our rendezvous will be tomorrow morning. And that activity that culminates the rendezvous is the John Coulter Run. And let me tell you a little bit about John Coulter. In 1804 to 1806, he was a guide for a very famous exploration company. Anybody have any idea? Lewis and Clark. You guys have been doing your American history. He went west with Lewis and Clark, and he guided them clear to the Pacific coast of the United States at that time. And on his way back at the Mandan village, he asked if he could be released from his service. He was essentially enlisted in the army. And so they released him, and then he went back west exploring. And he explored the area of Wyoming and the northern territories there. And specifically, his exploration led him to what was known as Coulter's Hell at the time. Can you guess why? He was captured by Indians, but his exploration led him to Coulter's Hell, which was, there were spouting geysers and pots of mud, bubbling pots of mud, which we know as Yellowstone today. In 1808, he was with a party, and they were traveling, and most of his party was killed. And there was him and another person that was left that the Indians were chasing. They chased and caught them, and they killed his compatriot. And so, being the last person alive of his party, the Indian group, the chief then at that time, decided to make it a little sport. And so they took all his clothes off of him and gave him a head start, and then the Indian braves were chasing him. And they chased him for miles. After about 2.5 miles, blood streaming out of his nose, he had outrun everyone else, but he turned around and grabbed the spear from the Indian that was chasing him and took his life. And he took the blanket that Indian had and went on and went. The other Indians were still chasing him, and he hid in a beaver lodge under the water up inside where the beavers had built their lodge until after nightfall. Then he made it back to Manuel Lisa's fort some 250 miles away. In our celebration of the mountain men, we want to emulate and incorporate into our lives the resourceful nature that those men had. We want to do the right things. We want to work hard, and we want to compete, and we want to be part of the best generation there is. And you young men are just on the verge of that generation, of your generation, where you get to live the legacy, and you get to have an opportunity to set the legacy for the people who will follow you. So tomorrow morning at 7:30, we will start the Coulter Run. And we want everyone to participate. We have team times assigned, and you'll find out about that later in the Cracker Barrel. But come and be part of the Coulter Run and celebrate the legacy and live the legacy in your lives of the righteous things you've learned. Thank you much.
One of the other traditions at the Mogollon Rendezvous is we honor the Booshway with a little plaque and a gift. Mike, I'm just magic.
Stand over this way.
Okay, Mike, could you bring out the? Some of you have seen these, or maybe not, but it is a brass tomahawk on a plaque for Gary. The brass tomahawk is shined up, and on the back where it fits on the handle, it has a VS for Varsity Scouting, because Gary has done a great deal towards promoting varsity scouting in our area. Gary, thank you. You want to read it?
It says, Gary Bullwhip Jones, Booshway, your rendezvous was truly a mountaintop experience. Live the legacy. Thank you.